Hello everyone and welcome back to GRS, where today we are here for round 5 of the F3 season. So, today we will be driving around Spain. 13 drivers in the lobby currently, although I think we are expecting another driver in a bit. Could be completely wrong, I don't know. Yeah, it should be an interesting race. Spain is better now than it was, so that's always good. Let me get everything on here. Don't need tyre detail because we can sort of see what tyres everyone's on anyway. As we have a Haas already so far on the track, which is Daniel. So, how are things shaping up? Well, Lucas Hose leads the standings. Oh, no, he doesn't. Guess? No? Am I stupid? I might be. Does Luke? No. Well, Lucas Hose has won the last 2 races. That's all I know. He won in Singapore and in Spa. So he's on good form at the moment. But has he... Is he leading? No, he's not leading. So he's second in the championship on 64 points. John Hearn's leading, who will be joining us shortly. So let's go on board with Daniel for this lap. But yeah, 3 points separating the top 2 in the championship, and then a 16-point gap back to Zeke in the Mercedes. As here we go then. Oh, there's a retirement for Torben, that is, in the Alfa Romeo. Not sure what's happened there, as decent sector 1 there, runs out to the outside, and then towards the inside misses the apex a bit there, which will cost him a bit of time, but it's only a bank, so it's okay. Touches the grass on entry, which will compromise the whole corner through 5, and then up through 7, 8 and 9. Looks decent through 7 and 8 there, and into 9, keep it flat the whole way, and that was executed nicely, as I'm being pinged for some reason. So that's a 12-8 to start us off. Sorry, I'm just... Right, so we have a few times on the board now. Currently it is Bossy in the Haas in first place, with Mitch in second. Just 2/10 off at the moment, as we have Jack in the Alpine here, heading through sector 3 now. Absolutely moving out the way off the track there. He's well out the way as Jack heads through the final corner. What's it going to be for the Alpine? It's going to be a 12.9 and goes P4 for now. As here we have Jan in the AlphaTauri. I don't know why I said it so weird. Ooh, a bit of a lock up there into 7. That's going to cost a bit of time, but not too much. As now heading round turns I believe it is 11 or 12. I think this is 12, and then the final two are 13 and 14. I want to say gets a bit too much on the inside there in 13, and then round the final corner and up to the line. It's going to be a 39. Watch the thumbnail foreshadowing of my crash. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if that's a stream set one or if it's actually the actual thumbnail for the stream. The actual one I should have put on, but I actually might have forgotten. I hope I haven't. No, it looks like it's just a Mercedes going the wrong way. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't think Spain was a dual carriageway, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, Sean's in here now, and is ready to get going. And I should probably ping the stream out.
16 turns stretched over 4.6 kilometres make up Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. The two DRS zones on this circuit will allow the cars to hit over 330 kilometres per hour. It's not always motor vehicles you'll see tearing around this track. Since 2016, the racetrack hosts the 24-hour Bi-Circuit Festival, an ultra-distance cycling event featuring 24-hour, 12-hour and 6-hour races. There's been many victories since, but it was here, in Catalonia, that Max Verstappen won his very first Grand Prix in 2016. As a result, he has earned himself a number of records, becoming the youngest ever F1 winner, podium finisher and lap winner.
Sorry about this. I'm distracting myself. Hopefully we might get some more commentators next season. See if I can get a co-commentator. Keep the action while I'm busy looking at stuff. Anyways, we've got Victor here in the Aston Martin with not much battery left at the moment. And has supposedly done purple sector 1, gets on the marbles a bit there though. And that would have cost him quite a bit of time, unfortunately, as the marbles tend to do. Looks okay there, had to lift a bit. It's going to be a bit wide of the apex, so I had to just be careful. As there's a Mercedes in front. Hopefully the Mercedes doesn't impede. Also got an Alfa Romeo behind here. As both of them are in the final corner. And the respective times will be a 15.5 and an 11.6 to go onto provisional pole for... Right, there we go. I'm just going to say Michael. I don't think... Is it going to be pronounced Michael? Probably not. But you know what, I'll go for it. Just hope it's correct. Anyways, Lucas Hodes, back-to-back race winner, goes P6. He's not much of a quali man, but in a race, Lucas certainly comes alive. So I think we'll probably be seeing that again today. As Leipzig has backed off here, he's not having a good start to this quali session. As we have Jan. 3 temps up in the first sector. Oh! Bit too early on the power there. He didn't know what my hand-picked replacement for this race is capable of. That's true. That's very true, as we do have Boss here though. He could be trying to take that away. As I've also seen Mitch has improved by a couple phase umps, but you know what? An improvement's an improvement, and I'm pretty sure I'll be quite happy with P3 at the moment. It's around the final corner. Poor Boss up to the line, 11.7. Closes that gap to under a tenth at the moment. You have his teammate here, Daniel. What can Daniel bring to the table? Currently P4. It's going to need quite a big improvement, to be honest, to gain any places. Is improving by about half a tenth at the moment, so we'll place him a bit more solidly in fourth. Although he could certainly get a big jump up towards the end of the session as the track ramps up. Well, it's going to be a 12.7, so knocks almost a tenth off his time, which is good. Jack is going again, so I'll go forward in a minute. Jan here, probably also going again, and again has found 2 tenths in sector 1. Looked very nice there through turn 4. Jan had a bit of a lock up into 7 here last time, gets it better this time around. So it looks like it's going to be an improvement for the AlphaTauri here. I'm interested to see what the splits are going to look like, and it is almost a whole second up here. But runs a bit wide, and that is unfortunate. Invalidated by the finest of margins as Lapage has actually done a lap now. As we also have Jack on a lap. And he is 2.5 tenths down. So unless he has a magical last sector, I don't think he's going to be improving that lap. But someone he might be improving is Lucas, as Jan crashed into the pit wall. Or something, I'm not sure. There's John right at the final corner there, goes to a 12.7. And Lucas is 3 tenths up here, so with a bit more time found in the final sector, could jump all the way up to 4th here. But the front two in this quali session have sort of ran off. Mitch is in the middle of nowhere. And you've got a lot of other drivers all very closely contested, as it is going to be P4 for Lucas Hodes. And another driver in the 12.7s, as Corbin here has invalidated. Do we have anyone out there actually on a lap? I don't think so. And I also don't know how long's left, because Lapage is going 2 miles an hour and making it so the timer doesn't show because there's yellow flags. Just what you want. 5 minutes, okay. So pretty much everyone's just going to be going for one more run now. I can see Mitch exiting the pit lane for what will presumably be the final lap of the day for him. Probably going early just in case. Was on the lap here, but he's currently 3 seconds down, so has probably made a mistake somewhere in there. Interested to see how Mitch is going to get on here. His tyres are all up to temperature now. Doesn't want to do too much. Doesn't want to put too much more heat into them, as that's another crash in the final corner. Oh, that's a Williams on the racing line. That must be terrifying to start a lap and see. But Mitch has got the whole track to himself. As here we go. Free sector 1. Misses the apex of 2 a bit. And manages to hook it nicely through 3. The marbles at this point of the session are always quite bad. To be honest, I'd say at Spain, going earlier on the final run isn't bad, but also that the second run most of the time can actually be faster than the final run because there's marbles on the racing line on the final run, which, you know, is just one stupid thing this game does, as Mitch has a bit of a drift up through 7 and 8 and has backed off. So clearly wanting to go again. There's 2 minutes 50 left. Still has ages to go for a lap. Right, we are going to have Jack starting a lap in a moment. He's going to be one of the first ones out of the driver's left. He'll be going for a lap, and we'll also have enough time to bail and go again if needed. So he's bought himself a good time window here. So, on board, currently on the 12th, 9th, 7th place. If he can find just over 2 tenths, he can go up to 4th. So let's see if he can do that, as into turn 1, drops it to 4th. Hooks it nicely through turn 2, and then keep it to the inside as much as possible through 3. And traffic moves out the way nicely. Sector 1 is going to be about half a tenth down at the moment. As into 5, braking just before 50 metres. Get it as close to the apex as possible. Power down as you head up towards turn 7 and 8. Down to 4th again. Just get on the throttle and then throw it with as much speed as possible through here. Has to lift off the throttle a bit. Didn't quite make the apex. And so far this lap is going to be a 10th down, but could definitely find some in the some time in the final sector, as it looks very nice through 10 there. And 11 is alright too. Oh, is it 11 or 12? I don't know, I'm just making up corner numbers at this point. Anyways, around the final corner, is it an improvement or not? The answer is no. As next to the line will be a Mercedes, which will be Lapidge, who is 4 tenths up at the moment. As up to the line, it's going to be P4 for the Mercedes driver. Goes behind his teammate there. As Boss around the final corner, can he snatch provisional pole away? He can't. Which means that it's going to have to be someone else to do it, as Mitch, who was a 10th up, has bailed off his lap. What about John then, in the Ferrari? I think he's also bailed. And there's a Haas out in the gravel. Jack's not going to be improving anymore either. So who is left out there at this point? It's down to Lucas. It was a 10th down in Sector 1. Has he found anything in the middle sector? He's a 1000th up at the moment, but he's going to need a lot of time to even find a place here, so seeming unlikely we're going to have any changes before the end of the session here. As round the final corner and up to the line, is it going to be an improvement? It is, but it's not going to jump him up any places. So that is going to be pole here for Michael. It's definitely not. You know what? Shall I look up the pronunciation? Oh. Good. Kept out of the wall, as why does it say that Boss has the fastest lap? What is that all about? Well, the game's clever. If that's going to be wrong when we get to the grid, we will just have to restart. But I'm guessing it's just a visual glitch on the spectator cam. I didn't even realise that Mohammed in the Red Bull actually went up to 5th. That is my bad. One of the drivers who managed to get an improvement in on that final run then. But it's going to be a pull, a gap at the front of a 10th separating the top 2. And they'll be followed by a full Mercedes second row, with Mohammed and Lucas on the 3rd row, John and Daniel on the 4th, with Jack and Corbin on the 5th row. Jan and Victor on the 6th, then starting on the back row of the grid will be Torben and Charlie. There's the race director. Don't know if it means anything here, but yeah. Right. Let's see how things are going to go here in because the mediums, that's just swapped to in the Red Bull garage, although that is Sergio Perez's garage, who isn't one of our drivers, so I'm not sure what Red Bull are up to. But anyways, we are on the grid here in Spain for Round 5, and it's lights out here as it looks like a good start from one of the Mercedes there in 3rd place. That's Mitch, who's already up into 2nd place and looking to make a move into turn 1. Potentially the Haas swipes across a bit, as it's going to be a bit of a Mercedes sandwich in the middle there, as Mitch kind of forced off the road and has to take some evasive action, as one of the Haas drivers is going to lose it. And there's a Williams ringed, and that's a massive smash. And that's going to be 2 drivers out the race there through turn 3. A bit reminiscent of the crash involving Grosjean, I think Hulkenberg and others back in 2018, was that? Or 17? I'm not sure. Somewhere around that sort of time anyway, there's a crash like that. It's going to be only a virtual safety car for that collision. But a bit of a nightmare there for the Haas team off the start. Boss just didn't seem to get a good launch off the line, and then sort of just got bogged down in the middle of everyone, as we now have a safety car out. So, let's take a look at what tyres everyone's on. Softs and mediums, all around. F3 natural selection will claim half the grid. Yeah, I mean, that sounds fairly accurate. Just want to mention Torben, up to P7 off the start. That is a lightning start to cut the grid in half in what would have been 3 corners. So, fair play to the Alfa Romeo. As Marco has pointed out, Mercedes on fire, not too much. As Lepage has... what's happened? I wasn't paying attention. How is he now 11th? What has he done? Did he spin? Why is his car just sideways? How has he done that on the safety car? That is talent, if anything. Anyways, we're going to have a front 2 a front three with only one Mercedes now, and it's going to be John in the top three on the mediums instead. Right, that was interesting to go back and watch. Oh dear, I don't know how he's managed that, but carnage to start in Spain here. We haven't had too much carnage this season, to be honest, but I'll tell you one thing. That was a massive crash on lap one. As Lepage is now going to go in for the hard tyres. Following his spin. And Charlie's gone in for a fresh pair of softs, so I'd guess soft medium to the end if there's no safety cars there for Charlie. And he will have fresher softs than everyone else. This is a penalty for a collision further back. People are doing very well at driving under the safety car at the moment. A spin and a penalty for a collision. It's definitely a bit different to what we normally see. I don't know what's happened this week, but F3 have decided to go a bit mental. You know what, an Alfa Romeo leading the race is not an unfamiliar sight here, so I guess everything is kind of still normal. John's up there like normal, and safety cars in this lap, so let's see what's going to happen here, what's going to unfold in the rest of the race, as this has already been certainly very interesting. Do we have all front wings on? There's a collision between these two further back. Boss looks to have a front wing. That's a good start. I will say that. That's a very good start. But when will we be restarting is the question. Safety car's now in the pit lane. And is it going to be in the final corner? I think taking this one up to the line, goes just on the exit there and has managed to catch Mitch out pretty well there. I think Michael's going to have a good course to defend there, as John's got no straight line speed. He's been absolutely just ravaged by Jack and Mohammed there. As those two not wasting any time, as this is going to be a move. A nice little switch back through 3. Can he complete the move into 4 here, as Jack's going to break later around the outside? And Mohammed's going to be through up into the top 3 here. And a good restart there from the Red Bull, as Torben and John now fighting for 5th. Still side by side up towards 7 here. It is going to be John ahead. Torben backs out of that one. John all over the curbs though, and is dropping back quite a bit, as Torben looking to the inside, probably doesn't want to make that move, to be honest. But kind of forced into it by the mistake, as looking to the inside now. As Jan also just watching just behind these two, seeing if there's any gaps going to open up. Lucas all over the back there as there's a collision, and Torben's into the back of John, and they're both round. As, oh, that's a bit of a teleport in AlphaTauri. As here comes Lucas for the overtake for 5th place here. And there goes Lucas up into 5th. As Lepage just made a bit of a quick recovery off this restart. But everything kicking off here in F3 today's Mohammed. Fighting the car there very aggressively to keep it the right way around, but these front 4 have sort of just left everyone else at the moment. Jack trying to hang on at the back here of the front 3 train, but just falling a bit astray at the moment. Looks like front 3 is going to be fairly close between these 3 at the moment. All qualified within the top 5, as Mitch and Mohammed, they're both having to fight the car. And Michael as well then through turn 12. So everyone just having to be a bit careful here off the start, as a few little mistakes could be costly. As Mitch here in the slipstream, is he going to go down the inside into turn 1? I think he is. And for the lead of the race, can Mitch get that move done? It's going to be side by side between them. And they're still going here, leaving each other just enough room, and it's going to be Michael who comes out ahead, as Mohammed looking potentially for a gap there. But he's not going to find one. Maybe a switchback though, as he's got a brilliant run through the corner. And he's going to make that move on the Mercedes. That's a very nice move again. And that's going to move him up into second place there. And he's now going to be the one charging after Michael. Although a little mistake there is going to make the gap a bit bigger. And he's going to have to make sure to keep in that DRS. He doesn't want to lose the DRS off of Michael. Otherwise it's going to make his life a whole lot harder. As Mitch, I'm sure, will be wanting to regain second place as quick as possible. And all of this is a late track to get right back into the fight here. And they're just building that gap even more to the cars behind at the moment. As Mitch very close to the back of the Red Bull still at the moment. But not going to be able to make a move into turn 1. As we see a move further back, Torben up into 9th place there ahead of Victor. Victor potentially looking for a move again, but can't quite get it. Currently running in 10th place, hits the grass there a bit, he's going to have to bail out of that. Luckily didn't carry the overspeed too far into the gravel there. And will only lose the place to John. So let's have a look at the battery levels. It is Mitch with the highest, only by a few percent over Mohammed, and they've both got about a 30% gap as Torben looks to have made a mistake. That's going to bring Victor into DRS of Torben there. That is going to be a move for Victor. Past Torben, who seems to be struggling with the tyres. I think he's overheated them a bit. And it's causing problems. As Torben goes into the pit lane now. I'm assuming for a fresh set of tyres till the end of the race. So potentially to the end of the race, as that's a fight for the lead. Mohammed trying to take away first place here, but is unable to do so. Mitch just watching this unfold in front. As he could capitalise from any mistakes like that one there. But he's not going to be close enough. And we'll just sort of sit where he is for now. The front three essentially just building a bigger gap. They've got a second over Jack, and then Lucas is about 3.5 seconds back from that. Interested to see what the strategy is going to be from the three of them here. As I think Mohammed cooling off the engine a bit there on the straight. As Blake has said his money is on Nesquik. You can take that in a way of you're calling him quick and complimenting him, or you're saying that he is like a rabbit. Rabbits are quite quick though, so you know what? That's fair, as Mitch has dropped out of DRS here. And a bit of a mistake there is going to completely cost him that. He's going to have to use a lot of battery. Otherwise he's going to be pulling away from these two, and that gap's getting bigger. Mitch needs a pretty flawless sector here. As Marker, you've cursed him. I'll say that much. You've only got yourself to blame for that. As his yellow flags, that is Charlie, who was facing the wrong way there, is no longer. As Mitch has pretty swiftly been abandoned here, I'll say that much. You know what? He seems to be coping alright in this. Why every time I say something for Merc, something bad happens? Maybe just don't cheer for Merc, then just, I don't know. Be a Charlie Gordon fan, it's more exciting to be honest, as Leipzig down the inside after a mistake from Lucas there. And there you go, up into P5 on those hard tyres, which will probably be able to go deep into this race. Woo, go Red Bull. Okay. So, promptly, Mohammed's now going to drop out of DRS, and yeah, because of your curse. Although he's got a good amount of battery, so I don't think if he does drop out, it's not going to affect him too badly. It's just on the fringes at the moment, and maybe just got Lucas. Although Lucas still in the DRS. John here, looking for a leave on Charlie into turn 1, and it's going to be done well before turn 1 actually. And that is near 8th place for the Ferrari driver. But don't tell him what. As Torben sets the fastest lap. But still got a long way to go in this race. I'm expecting to see the soft runners in soon for mediums or hards. Oh, don't worry, I'll tell him. I'll show him it if you want. Okay, nice little picture of it. Nice little screenshot. It's not very nice. Anyways, I was gonna say something, but that would have been a really dodgy commentary line. And to be honest, probably for the best I didn't say that. Anyways, oh yeah, there you go. There's the gap at the front. Mohammed just dropping away here, and a bit of a mistake there is going to just be nail in the coffin there for Nate. And ooh, that's certainly not going to help either. And it's got a bit of work to do to get back up towards Michael at the front there, Nate. Is anyone in? Yep. That is going to be Mohammed into the pit lane going for the undercut. I think fair enough, honestly, because he was starting to struggle a bit there on that lap as we'll also see Jack in soon. Because he'll probably either extend till softs or just go longer for hards, as Charlie once again has had a bit of a spin. And that's going to drop him all the way down to the back for now. Just reminded myself by looking at my screen to drop a like on the stream, and you know what, if you haven't, then there you go, so you can use me reminding myself as a reminder for yourselves, as well as leakage all over the place here. That car does not look stable in the slightest, to be honest. I'll drop a dislike. That's fine, they don't show up. Second gear in turn 4, taking notes. I personally wouldn't, but that's just my opinion, as Mitch being cautious into the pit lane, and pretty much gets it bang on 80 anyway, so maybe not that cautious. Move 3 likes, move 4, there you go, look. My reminders are great. Oh my god, 5 miles updated to 5 yet. But yeah. And if you are watching, and you aren't subscribed, then make sure to do so you can always keep up to date with GRS, and we'll have plenty of more action coming across the next week with F2 at Spain on Sunday and F1 next Wednesday, which will always be at Spain, and then one you don't want to miss next week, where we head to Monaco for the first time ever, and it will be held at midnight, so that's going to be one you don't want to miss. In all tiers, really. But if you are racing in one of them, then you obviously don't have to watch the stream, but you might want to watch it back after, as that's a Lucas Hodes down the inside. And that's a Lucas Hodes up into the podium. That's a Lucas Hodes in the wall with front wing damage. And he's beached it. I hope he knows he can reset to track. Yeah. Okay, so normally you're not allowed to use the reset to track, but if you get beached, then it is perfectly acceptable, because otherwise what are you meant to do? There's Mitch here, behind Jan. Wait, did you basically say Monaco? Yes. There's a rule specifically for this in the rulebook. Monaco will always be held at midnight. So yeah, we will be doing Monaco, and it will be at midnight. And it's going to be amazing. It's just going to be pure entertainment. The sad thing is, I'm not in the country, so I can't commentate. So I'm going to be sat there, just having to, yeah. Stop me watch along. I'm glad you said that. I did not know Monaco will be midnight. Yep. Monaco will be midnight. It's one of those things like, I mean, if you've read the rulebook, you'll have seen it. But, yeah. Monaco midnight's going to be wild. I just want to say, that'll be wild. What happens if you throw some rain into the mix as well? You know, just spice things up even more. As we have Jack and Michael into the pit lane. Paul Williams, you cursed him. Yeah, you know what? I did. That's my bad. But, you know what? You've cursed more than me this race, so, yeah. Oh no, not get full wet Monaco. Well, it'd be full wet at midnight, so the pure entity. I mean, it was midnight anyway when we did that. But, it'll be fantastic. He's won the last 2 races he can ever break. You know, Lucas has put in a great shift in the last 2 races. John is currently P5 and has to pit, so you know what? He can afford, at the moment, to not be winning this one, I think. Although, he would disagree with me. As Lapage is actually leading this one, although that's sort of a ticking time bomb for when everyone else catches up, as just want to say Mohammed's got a really good gap here over Michael, and then Mitch, provisional P3 on the road. I mean, I guess Lapage is going to try something here, I guess. I mean, they'll be overtaken within a few laps, but I don't know. Anyways, let's have a look further back. We have Boss here chasing after Torben. As David thinks he's going to win in Monaco. I disagree. Would work, let's see through. He ain't going to make it, or he's going to be on the knife's edge for a puncture. Well, he has experience with that at Spain before. Back in season 4, He did, I think, 20 somewhat laps on mediums, like 27. Oh, no, he was on softs and he did 21 laps on softs or something stupid. And he punctured with 2 corners to go, I think. So, yeah, he does have experience with that. As Mohammed will soon be onto the back of Lapage here. As one thing to point out, Mohammed has obviously pitted the earliest, so we'll enter the graining phase on the tyres earlier, and that's when Mitch will have a lap's worth of advantage, and Michael will have 3 laps of advantage on that, as Mitch has picked up a penalty. Now, right now, that penalty couldn't mean less to Mitch. But if there's a safety car, that penalty is very bad, so Mitch now just needs to hope that there's not a safety car and he'll be okay. Anyways, what we got going on further back, Torben close to the back of us still, and these two are probably going to be fighting for a while, I'd guess. As, a bit deep into the corner there, as here goes Mohammed, past Lapage. Lapage just doesn't want to fight it, he's not compromising his own race. Flips the lag switch for good measures, so he's not going to cause any carnage whatsoever, but that also might throw him out of DRS. And the answer to that is yes. But he's going into the pit lane anyways, so that's fine. As Jan's retired, and that's a safety car, and Mitch's worst nightmare has arrived. So, we've gone 1-1 on the Mitch curses, Marco. And if I were Mitch, I would have boxed. I just realised everyone's going to have the chance to box here. I tell you something, Zeke's in a really good spot in the Mercedes here. He's in a very good spot. And, I'll see what Lapage can do. Got the freshest tyres, and, well, everyone else is going to have fresh tyres. John's gone for hards. Yeah, Leeds is already behind safety car. That is, not ideal for them. Lucas has also gone hards. Maybe the hards are, I know the pace differential isn't awful, but because the tyre wear is also not awful. I think it's C. I'm gonna make myself look stupid. I think it's C4, 3 and 2, but Mitch better turn into Max Verstappen right now. So, if we're talking about turning into Max Verstappen right now, the problem is, right, he's the one driving the Mercedes. So the only circumstances this could be is Mitch is actually not Max Verstappen, he's either Rosberg or Hamilton, and he's going to crash with his teammate, and they're both going to go flying into a wall, which I don't think is going to happen. Mitch is going to be right at the back here. But him and Mohammed have boxed. Michael and Jack have stayed out, which, you know what, I think that's the right decision for them, because their tyres are not as old as the other two. So, this is essentially now just going to be, instead of Mohammed and Mitch being behind, we've now got a whole different selection of cars. So, 11 drivers left in the race. Only one driver who finishes won't get points at the moment. As last to catch up to the safety car will be Victor, and the safety car will be in the lap after. Unless the safety car just wants to go in, which it doesn't. Which is probably for the best, because the safety car is strange sometimes. But, we're gonna have 12 laps of racing. Chances for another safety car to say, could actually be quite high now. Everyone's pretty much on a level playing field. I would say Charlie's still out. If I were Charlie, I'd go into the box right now and get a fresh set of hards, because those hards are not going to be looking nice at the end. 200% chance of a safety car. I don't know how you got 200. Your maths. Yeah, I don't know. Quick maths. That's the sort of maths you'd get on cool maths games, to be honest. Which obviously, it wasn't maths. It was a bit more of, I don't know, run free or something. If we ever do a red flag, instead of doing a Blake, where Blake gets chess up, I'm just gonna load up cool maths games or something, or maybe, I don't know, bit of Friv, something like that. You know, keep myself entertained. You can watch me be absolutely fantastic at games I haven't played since I was like 12. Now Adam to forward his way to a win. I mean, he hasn't spun on the safety car this time. And the safety car is in, so we're going to have a lovely 12 laps to the end. I'm sure nothing's going to happen. Oh dear. Torben's lost an end plate and is now attempting to overtake the Haas. And has hit the Haas again. When are we going to restart is the question. We are gone now. And this is everyone all closely packed in. This could be carnage. That's an Alfa Romeo off the road, and that's a massive pile up through turn 1. That's going to change things up. Mohammed down the inside, already going to try get back into the top 3 here. Mitch is also back up to 5th. As that was absolute carnage there. As Laker seems to be really struggling off the restart. I don't think he's fired his tyres up at all, and he's being ditched. So we're not going to see a fraudulent win. And what have you just seen? Something I'm going to have to deal with. That's what you've seen. Well, things have happened here. There's a gap at the front. 1.2. Boss has decided, you know what, forget this, I'm going past you. And has dispatched the Lapage fairly quickly. And Torben has binned out the final corner. And we've got 2 cars in the pit lane. So if you finish, you get points. As here's Victor. Whoa. Good save. And, well, Michael is doing what he's been doing the whole race. And is doing pretty well here. at extending that lead. So here comes Mohammed. Mohammed looks to have some massive pace out on track here. He's going to go down the inside on Mapage, but can't quite make that move happen. I think if Mohammed can dispatch of these two, I think he's certainly going to be one to chase for that race win here. He's obviously had good pace the whole time. As he's getting close into turn 1, and he's going to cruise past the Mercedes here into turn 1. And Leipzig sends it back around the outside, and they're still going into turn 3. Who's going to come out on top here? I have not a clue. It's going to be the Red Bull, albeit at a bit of a loss on the battery end. They've got to gain a little bit of time through this next corner, and we'll have DRS, and that is going to be the case. Mohammed now needs to get past Boss to then have a chance to try and chop that gap down for the race win here, as someone else is gone. Lucas Hose retires in the pit lane. Fortunate race overall for Lucas. There's a time penalty there for Victor, who currently runs P8 in the race. Pretty much just make it to the end there, you get some points. Or well, make it to 90% race distance and you get points, but yeah. That's a Williams retiring in a really awkward place. Luckily he does drive off the track, so it doesn't cause too much of an obstruction there. So the points haul's going to be decent for Mercedes, but whoever wins the race is going to get even more, so, you know. Leipzig will be looking to try and get him even, but just doesn't seem to have the pace out here today. I think they might invert the cars soon, to be honest. Mitch seems to just have that edge here in Spain at the moment. See if Mitch can try and drag him back up to that DRS. Yeah, Mitch puts the battery on just to get a good run here. And Mitch will go past to try and cut that gap down a bit. As at the front, the gap has come down back to about a second. And Michael's used all of his battery here. So things are going to start to get a bit more interesting here once again. With 7 or 8 laps to go. Boss has really upped the pace, and that's a massive mistake. And but there you go, Mohammed. Oh, not Mohammed, Michael. There's your gap back. Mitch will also be going into that DRS now, but also will pick up a warning in the process. We're going off the track. Stop cursing people, you've done it as well, so I think it's perfectly fine. As here goes Mohammed. He's now on the charge. I've seen you now. Yeah, probably, but you've cursed the people you're talking to, so you should feel bad. I mean, I have also, but I'm not speaking to them right now, so it's currently not my problem. As that gap back down to 1.3 from 2.2, the pair of the DRS is yeah, pretty strong. I have it gained about half a second alone on the straight. And you know what? I think they might do a bit of a swapperoo once again. As his yellow flags, Victor is round. Just needs to keep that car pointing in the right direction for a few more laps. And he'll bring home some points here. That's all they're going to swap around. I don't think Boss is really close enough for it. And Mitch again grasping onto the edge of the DRS range but can't get it, and then Laker just decided, you know what, I can't even be asked for you to try and get it back. I'm just going to send it off the track nearly in turn 1, and Mitch goes, I'll just have to place back then, mate. Mitch didn't have a penalty here. He'd definitely be ready for the scrap for P4 with his teammate, but they don't want to fight too hard, as we know what happens when Mercedes fight in Spain. So I wouldn't recommend them going side by side through turn 3 at any point, otherwise one of them might end up in a wall. I did mention it earlier, but I'll mention it again just as a reminder. As Lapage goes off the track, if he picks up a 3-second time penalty, then Mitch is going to be all over the defensive game. Not too much of a difference in battery between them. But with that sort of final corner, Lapage is really... He's deployed a bit of battery and now he's going for it once again. Is he going to brake too late this time? He's not. And Mitch sort of just doesn't fight it. He just couldn't be bothered to put the throttle down. That's not what we want to see. We want to see a fight. Because if anything, instead of working together, the Mercs have decided, forget the team strategy, let's just ruin each other's races now for a bit. I mean, I guess I wouldn't really have fought for anything anyways, but we've sort of muddied any chance now. Here with Boss around the outside, going for the overtake, manages to swoop just in front before the corner there. That's going to be second place once again for the Haas, but this fight is certainly not over. With 4 laps to go here in Spain. As is, does Mitch fancy just absolutely launching it into Adam's sight pod? Feel like he might, just out of the fun of it. Why not, if you get what I mean? But just patiently waiting to see if anything's gonna happen now. 2 fights on the track. Could end in 2 fights off track, hopefully not. There might be a few already in the chat. I haven't looked, to be honest, because I just wanted to avoid any chaos from what I've seen. I'm sure someone will have told them to shoosh if they're getting a bit out of hand. As Mitch has sort of dropped off a bit on the old pace end of things. Not staying as easily with Lapage now. If I were him, just dump the battery. Get as close as you can in a DRS zone, and then just, I don't know, launch something. Well, there you go, that's going to help you get as close as you can. It's through turn 3 on the marbles. The understeer is absolutely chronic. And for anyone's information, if they do accidentally put it in a wall at this point, they will actually get points because they've done 90% race distance, so that's always good. There's Mohammed. Still a bit of a deficit on the old battery here in this fight for second. And also just seeming to consistently struggle through turn 10 there. It is a very difficult traction zone, to be honest, so that's completely fair. People need to get better awareness and not brake on the straight. Yeah, braking on the straight, it's not ideal, that one. As Mohammed, whew. Bit of a slide, but it's all good. Just keeping himself within reaching distance here. With 2 laps to go, it's realistically all he needs for a fighting chance of that position on track. Yes, David, that is a very good point. I think maybe 4th gear on traction could do Mohammed a lot of good in turn 10. He can hear me if he does that. It might help out a bit, although it is final lap now, it's a bit late for advice, but you know. And I think it's a bit late for a move here. They've both deployed all their battery, and it's not going to be close enough. I'm just trying to fake something. See, whoa, Mitch, where are you going, mate? Swerving a bit to avoid his teammate's rear end. The Mercedes collision almost happened. Instead they've orchestrated a bit of a dramatical scene just to get people on edge where, you know, one of those ones where you know what's going to happen but you still stick around anyway, just in case something goes wrong. As well, I don't think we're going to see any moves unless something miraculous happens. I'll tell you something. I'd say that's a pretty perfectly driven race here from Michael in the Alfa Romeo, who takes P1 here. Bosch is going to take P2 with Mohammed in P3. The Mercedes across the line in P4 and 5 with Jack ringing home with P6. Charlie Gordon will be 7th. John will be 8th and Victor will be 9th on this. Some absolute scenes happen. Which, to be honest, I don't think they are. Victor's got some damage, but to be honest, it doesn't matter at this point. You could just cruise it round to the line. And there you go. I've seen smaller hints on Dora the Explorer. I reckon Dora the Explorer, if you translated that, then lovely bit of gravel. Off we go waiting until Rockstar drops the trail. I mean, you can come watch F2 if you fancy it on Sunday. I'm sure Blake would appreciate some bit of chatter in the comments. And don't forget to tell Blake the only reason you watch the F2 stream is because either I pinged you on Discord or I told you to on this stream. I hope Blake isn't watching right now, otherwise then my whole plan is foiled and my day is ruined. Race director. Woo. Here we go. This one's a bit longer than usual. Still not as bad as if we were to drive Mexico, though. So, that's going to be it. Make sure to join us for the other tiers. I'm knackered. Randomly now. And, actually, to be fair, more importantly, make sure to watch whoever streams this next week. Whereas Monaco, I'm sure in F3 is going to be an absolute classic. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. And goodbye. My game retab